I've got to make something very clear because there's a story out there, and I don't like letting things go unchallenged. Recently, CNBC published a report saying that xAI just raised $15 billion in a Series E round. That's on top of other numbers people have bandied about. And their sources claimed much of that cash will go into GPUs, data centers, infrastructure, all that high compute stuff. But here's the deal. That report is false. Simply false. I said it myself on X. False. That's not spin, that's not deflection, that's me calling out incorrect reporting. The truth is we didn't raise that kind of money. It's not happening. Before this, there was a CNBC story claiming we were raising $10 billion at a $200 billion valuation. Same thing, wrong, I publicly denied that too. I said, fake news. xAI is not raising any capital right now. That wasn't a throwaway comment. Structurally, xAI is building, we're scaling, yes, but we're not in some massive, open-ended fundraising binge just because someone wants to write a headline. The narrative that we're desperate for a gargantuan cash infusion, that's false. Now, why is this happening? Part of it, I think, is that AI is hot, intensely hot, and people want to believe the biggest, boldest story. Musk's AI startup raises $15 billion. It's a headline that sells itself, and yes, we are investing heavily in computing infrastructure. We're building out our data center capacity and our ambitions around Colossus, our supercomputer project in Memphis. Our real GPUs are obviously central to this work, but raising and having raised $15 billion is not the same as planning for infrastructure, at least not in the way CNBC framed it. To be crystal, xAI, like any serious AI company, will raise capital, but we'll do it on our terms and in a way that aligns with what we're building. That doesn't mean every rumor or every source familiar with the matter is right. Some reports, especially from legacy media I'm seeing, seem driven by a desire for clicks, drama, or to stoke fear and speculation. That's why when Reuters asked for comment, xAI's reply was stark. Legacy media lies. Not a joke. That was our automated line because we were tired of chasing every mistaken claim. So, yes, I understand why people pay attention. The AI race is existential for xAI and for the world. They see me building something big, they want to know what's going on behind the scenes. But there's a big difference between building and falsely reporting that you've just secured a $15 billion war chest that doesn't exist. In the way the reports claim, I want to be transparent about where we are, but not to fuel hype for hype's sake. My focus is on building real capabilities, on compute, on models, on talent, and that means being careful, being tall, and being honest. In short, we didn't raise $15 billion as CNBC says. That report is false. We will raise money when it makes sense, but right now, our priority is execution. Building xAI into something that can actually compete, not just grabbing headlines. And if you ask me, that's a lot more important than chasing unicorn valuation fairy tales. So let me continue this because the funny thing about these situations is how quickly a simple correction turns into a whole new cycle of speculation, and suddenly people act like denying something is somehow confirmation of something else. And I've seen this pattern for years, whether it's rockets, Teslas, Neuralink, Starlink, Twitter, or now xAI. And every time I say, no, that report is false, a whole crowd shows up to say, he's denying it, so it must be true. Which honestly makes me wonder if people have forgotten that sometimes the truth is genuinely just the truth. And when I say the fundraising report is wrong, it's because it is wrong. Not because I'm hiding some secret multi-trillion PETA fund or whatever people invent in their heads. And meanwhile, what I'm actually focused on is the engineering side. Because you don't build real AGI by chasing rumor cycles, you build it by assembling hardware teams, software teams, data pipeline teams, model training infrastructure, and doing the extremely unglamorous work of debugging systems at 2 a.m. While the media is sensationalizing dollar figures that don't even exist, and that's the part nobody sees. They just see a headline like xAI raises $15 billion, and they think that's the story. But the real story is how much energy it takes to keep pushing a frontier when the world keeps shouting numbers instead of understanding the mission, which is to create AI that is actually truthful, actually beneficial, actually aligned with humanity, instead of the kind of opaque systems that big tech likes to hide behind layers of PR and committees. And if anything, the fundraising rumor just proves how thirsty everyone is to assign motives, strategies, and philosophies to xAI when half the time they're just making them up based on unnamed sources who probably overheard half a conversation at a coffee shop in Palo Alto and decided that was enough to inform a global news cycle. And it's wild because you would think after all the times media outlets have been dramatically wrong about my companies, they'd slow down a bit, but no, accuracy is optional and speed is mandatory. So I have to step in again and say clearly and directly that no, we did not raise $15 billion. No, we are not secretly hoarding GPUs in some underground bunker like a sci-fi villain. And no, we are not trying to pull some financial sleight of hand behind the scenes, because I don't play that game. I build things in the open, sometimes messily, sometimes loudly, but always honestly. And what matters right now is the engineering, the breakthroughs, the trajectory, the fact that xAI is moving faster than people realize, and that has nothing to do with imaginary fundraising numbers and everything to do with the fact that when you put brilliant engineers in a room with the right mission and the willingness to do insane levels of work, you get momentum, real momentum, the kind that doesn't need fabricated billions to justify itself. And I know that saying this won't stop the next rumor or the next exclusive leak, but at least people who actually listen will understand the reality straight from me instead of from whoever wants a headline that day. And since we're already deep into this topic, let me tell you something people don't usually get about building a company like xAI. Something the media never captures because it doesn't fit neatly into a headline. Raising money isn't the hard part. Not for me, not anymore. The hard part is making sure the resources you do use actually translate into progress instead of bureaucracy or bloat or a bunch of meetings about meetings. And that's why I get so annoyed when someone claims we raised $15 billion or $10 billion or whatever number seems dramatic that week. Because the implication is that we're just throwing mountains of cash at GPUs like some kind of AI-themed Las Vegas slot machine. When in reality, every decision we make is brutally optimized, and honestly, if I ever wanted to raise $15 billion, I could go out and do it in, a week maybe. But that doesn't mean it's the right move, the right timing, or the right structure for what we're building. And this is the part people misunderstand. xAI isn't about being the biggest spender. It's about being the smartest executor. Because building artificial intelligence that can understand the universe is not primarily a fundraising challenge. It is a physics level, compute level, talent level challenge. And right now, my role isn't to chase false narratives. It's to keep the team focused, motivated, and shielded from distractions like media organizations that apparently treat accuracy as optional. And I know saying the report is false sounds blunt or confrontational to some people, but blunt truth is better than polite fiction, always. And if you followed me for any amount of time, you know, I'm not gonna sit quietly while someone fabricates numbers that imply we're doing things we're not doing. Because that misinformation affects investors, competitors, regulators, and even the people at xAI who wake up every day to build something genuinely world-changing, and they deserve clarity, not confusion. So, part of my job is cutting through the noise, even if the noise is coming from big-name news outlets who should frankly know better by now. But maybe that's expecting too much, because the reality is that sensationalism is easier than precision, and precision requires work. And the irony is that while the world is busy debating non-existent fundraising rounds, we're actually making progress, real, measurable, shockingly fast progress that will matter far more in the long run than any fictional Series E round someone invented for clicks. And one day, when we unveil what we've been building, when people see Grok's evolution, when they see what xAI is becoming, a lot of these rumors are going to look like footnotes in a very boring chapter of a very big story. Because the truth is simple. The future is built by engineers and optimists, not by rumor mills. And I intend to keep building regardless of who gets the story wrong next.